organization, and especially with the CEO. So thank you to the merchants, thank you to Phil Staggs, Stonebreakers, and Neil, and everybody for being just so hospitable. I'm going to start off, I'm going to be really quick, but I really want to start off to just give you all a little bit of background information about me, but then to show how I transitioned into partnership. And everybody has a different story in terms of their relationship, how their business is going, how they build their businesses, what they deal with. Everybody's story is important. But just really quickly, Collis and I coincidentally both came from athletic backgrounds. I'm a little bit different in terms of family bearing. I was raised by a single parent who had 2 children, who was a school teacher. And obviously, you know, school teachers are probably the most underpaid professionals that exist. But she reared us, went through so many financial crises, through bankruptcy, and so when I was blessed to receive a volleyball scholarship to Tulane University, which is right up the road from Baton Rouge where I live, I knew that I wanted to major in some form of business, but specifically finance. And of course, I'm continuing to play volleyball, but I realized as I started interning with the company, ML, I don't know if y'all know the initials, Merrill Lynch, but as I started interning with that company, I realized that, first of all, I was hurt because I realized that the market that I was wanting to help, like my mom, they wouldn't even sit down and have a conversation with them. And yeah, I was this high-profile athlete that was coming in, and I could call on certain people over the phone and say, yeah, I'm a star volleyball player for Tulane. But they could care less about me being able to take the knowledge that I learned from them and go back and help my loved ones. And so that was an immediate deterrent for me to work in the financial arena. Blessed to go on and play professional volleyball, wound up modeling professionally overseas, lived in Chicago, started a school to help with some modeling training school, and I came to Baton Rouge about 4.5 years ago to implement a training program and wrote a letter to Christ. And this is for all of you who are single or just want things in your life to change. I'm all about writing down your vision and making it plain. And I wrote a letter to Christ just asking what, just basically writing down specifically what I wanted in terms of my business being, it increasing my relationship with Christ, to increase my family. I hadn't lived in Baton Rouge a long time, but also I wanted a mate. I wanted a life partner that I knew that God was grooming for me. And so I specifically wrote down everything, and 7 days later I met Collis. So even with your, and so I say that to say that God is preparing you for that person, preparing you for that business that you desire to have. You just have to continue to grow yourself and believe that you can attain it. And so when I met Collis, he and I immediately had so many things in common. I'm very business-minded, but I knew the business that I had helped people, but it definitely didn't help people in the way that Primerica helps people. And when I was first introduced to Primerica, I went to an opportunity meeting in Shreveport, which is where our replacement leg is located, the booties, and I saw the business and I was blown away. And he sort of talked, he told me a little bit about it, but it wasn't, he hadn't really thrown, and this was like maybe 3 weeks into us dating, okay? And so once I immediately saw Primerica, I saw the people that were there, I saw how excited, I saw the lives of this business was changing. I immediately knew, one, I needed to take part in the services. But two, that this was something that I definitely wanted to be a part of, and we're still in the dating stage, so I had to figure out how that was going to happen. But I knew that I didn't want to be any other place. That the reason that I had gone to college and majored in finance was because I wanted to be a part of an opportunity that would be able to help people like my family. And this was it. And God just put me in line with Collis, who allowed it to take place. And so we continued dating. I would talk to him about business. I referred my friends. And so initially I was just a referral service. I immediately got my life insurance policy. I started investing. And then I told everybody that I knew because I was excited about it. And then as we progressed, a year later we got engaged. And right before we got engaged, it was probably, I want to say it was in October or so. It was just on my heart. I knew we were getting ready to go to the next level. And I said, you know what? And this is what I encourage your partners to do. If you're not really sure what your role is or how you can do more, because we all have our various roles that we play, but how you can do more, my immediate question was to Collis. Collis had been in the business a while, had done some successful things on his own, but I knew that when God puts two people together, you can grow even quicker and better. And so I told him, I said, you know what, Carlos? I said, I totally believe in this company. I believe in you as a person, and I know that God put us together for a reason. We were talking about our future, but I want to ask you, what do you think I can do to add value to this business? And he talked about licensing. And so immediately I put a plan together. I had gotten licensed. I signed my IBA, got licensed, and I started doing a study course, which is every 2 weeks. We still have that class. I do it on Tuesday evenings from 7:30 to 9 p.m. And I do that because I wanted to have something that weekly people could plug into to keep them abreast of the information in the midst of their lives that they have, their day-to-day lives. And so that class is still in place, but then I realized I can do more. So how many partners do we have in the building? Give yourselves a round of applause. Because I know you may be mothers, you may be fathers working, you have so much going on, but I want you to know you are just as valuable to this business as your agent partner. And but I realized that I wanted to do more. And everybody might not feel that way, but I want you to know if you do feel like you want to do more, do it, because it only adds more value to your business. I knew that I was capable of going on appointments. I had seen the presentation. I would want to go with Carlos, because it was such a great and gratifying feeling to go on an appointment with Carlos in a household, especially husband and wife, and then to have me sitting there. You already have a 6-7 man entering your home, so it's like to have his wife is probably a lot less intimidating. But it makes for a better presentation to know that this is a family business. So when I would go in, but I would feel so excited about the ways that we could help people. And I felt that I could do the same thing. So I asked Carlos, we took a trip to Houston. It was about a 4-hour trip there and back. We're building out there. And I said, would you teach me the presentation? And so, I had been taking notes when I was going to those appointments, but it wasn't really something that I was focusing on. So I started writing down the presentation, verbatim, because the reality is our business, it should be duplicable, right? What you do in your presentation, whenever you're training somebody, they should be able to see the same presentation every time and at some point sound just like you, all right? Or change it just a little bit to meet their personality. But down there and back, by the time we got home, I had the presentation. And of course, I say to this day, I was most nervous saying it in front of my husband. But when I went out on my first appointment, for those of you who have not gone and done a presentation yet, you're still in training, I promise you do that first presentation. They don't know you're messing up. They have no clue. So, they are just excited that you're bringing this knowledge to them. But once you get through it, it's the most gratifying feeling that you receive, because you realize that you can do it and that you're helping somebody else. And so, did that, started training. Maybe my 3rd month in doing it, I closed like 10 sales in 1 month, and I was really excited about that. Then I got pregnant, and so, which was a blessing. We had a baby, but I was on bed rest for a while, and that's some of the challenges that you face in life. But I look at Primerica, and I'm just so blessed with this opportunity, because even though I was on bed rest, and I still had my agency, and since then I started fitness business, but because of Primerica, that is our priority. I may do some other things that I enjoy doing, which Primerica has allowed me to do, but there is no other business that we truly love and believe in like Primerica. And Primerica allowed me to truly be a mother, deal with the unfortunate things I had to go through with my pregnancy, because of the lifestyle it has provided for me and my family. I just thank my husband every day for the sacrifices that he constantly has made throughout this business. It is not easy, but I promise you, each and every one of you is so worth it. I look at our child, like I said, just to be able to see her at 19 months, the things that I'm able